Trump is now trying to explain away why he hosted a dinner at Mar-a-Lago with white nationalist and Holocaust denier Nick Fuentes and rapper Kanye West, who has been in the headlines for anti-Semitic remarks.
I think the thing that Trump was most perturbed about, me asking him to be my vice president, when Trump started basically screaming at me at the table, telling me I was going to lose, I mean, has that ever worked for anyone in history?
Ye posting this video to Twitter titled Mar-a-Lago Debrief, explaining he asked if Trump would be his vice presidential running mate at the dinner after Ye announced his own presidential bid on social media. Ye also said Trump was, quote, really impressed with Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes, a 24-year-old founder of the group America First Political Action Committee, he has emerged recently as one of the most prominent and outspoken white supremacists. He attended both the January 6th and Charlottesville rallies, and he is an unabashed Holocaust denier.
So there you have it. During Thanksgiving week, Donald Trump broke bread with an anti-Semitic white supremacist and a rapper who has been spewing hateful remarks. What a dinner. Even Donald Trump's own advisors and supporters are reeling. Here's the headline from NBC News. Effing nightmare. Trump team does damage control after he dines with Ye and white supremacist Nick Fuentes. Trump himself is also trying to clean up the mess. Sort of.
Trump himself confirmed the dinner happened, but distanced himself from Fuentes, posting to Truth Social saying, quote, Ye was asking me for advice. We discussed to a lesser extent politics, where I told him he should definitely not run for president, ending the message with, quote, also, I didn't know Nick Fuentes. Last week, Trump spoke at the Republican Jewish Coalition Conference, saying as president, he worked to combat anti-Semitism.
And I just grew up with a great fondness and a great feeling for Jewish people and for Israel.
The backlash comes at a time when organizations that track anti-Semitic violence and threats say they're seeing a spike. FBI Director Christopher Wray said last week,
about 63% of religious hate crimes overall are motivated by anti-Semitism, and that's targeting a group that just makes up about 2.4% of the American population. So it's a community that deserves and desperately needs our support.
But instead, Donald Trump is supporting and dining with folks who hate the Jewish community. All of this appears to be accelerating anti-Trump sentiments within the Republican Party, and that trend was already gaining steam after the GOP's 2022 midterm election failures.
The fact of the matter is, the reason we're losing is because Donald Trump has put himself before everybody else.
We got a great policy for the Republican Party. Let's stop supporting crazy unelectable candidates in our primaries and start getting behind winners that can close the deal in November.
The GOP candidate under the spotlight at the moment is Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker. He was handpicked by Trump, and polls now show Walker trailing Democrat Raphael Warnock heading into a December runoff. And Walker's verbal gaffes are getting worse.
Well, first of all, this election is more than Herschel Walker. This election is about the people.
Senate candidate Herschel Walker has penis on the mind. Yes, you heard that correctly. He said this erection is for the people.
Well, a growing number of Republican people have had enough, at least with Donald Trump. They say he has ruined the GOP and is making the political damage worse with every rally, endorsement, and dinner. Even prominent Democrats are now openly rooting for Trump to win the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. The Democrats are increasingly convinced Trump would keep pushing independent voters and moderate Republicans away from the GOP. But that is just the potential politics of all of this. The immorality and lack of shame from Trump is dangerous. Think about it. A former president of the United States keeps elevating white supremacists and people who traffic in hate. It's an abomination. And as we've seen before with Charlottesville and January 6th, this kind of embrace gets people killed. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.